Hi, I'm Michelle Koppel. I'm an enrolled agent specializing in the Employee Retention Tax Credit. So let me tell you how to avoid getting penalties when you amend your tax returns due to the receipt of the Employee Retention Tax Credit. So the IRS has some notices on their website that they are reminding you that you have penalty relief for when you amend your tax returns. So now remember the instructions on IRS Bulletin 2021-49. They tell you that if you got the Employee Retention Tax Credit based on wages in 2020, you need to amend your 2020 tax return. If you got it for both 2020 and 2021, you'll need to amend both those tax returns. So what we do is we go back according to the instructions and we amend that return and we reduce the amount of wage expense by the amount of the Employee Retention Tax Credit that we got in that year. So if you had $100,000 worth of wages in 2020 and you got an ERC refund of $25,000, your wage expense is now $75,000. Now that essentially increases your income, so it's going to be taxable. So we're going to amend 2020 and 2021 if we got ERC for both of those years. If you're an S corporation, that income is going to flow through to your personal tax return, and those returns will need to be amended. Keep in mind, all states have different treatment. In most states, it's taxable. In California, it is not taxable. So I would not amend my California tax return due to ERC. And you can look at the Franchise Tax Board Bulletin 1001 on page 14. It gives you the treatment for California. So now I've had people filing these amended returns when they've got their ERC, and they told me they were getting penalties. So what do we do if we've gotten a penalty? Now you can attach to your tax return an explanation when you amend it, saying that you got the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Either way, you need to notify the IRS. So I'm going to share with you a form that you can use. This is Form 843, Federal Form 843. You can get it at the irs.gov. Your tax return preparer could also fill this out for you. There's an explanation here. Make it very simple. Don't do some big pleading thing, please. No, just say something like, I'm requesting an abatement of any penalties due to late payment of payroll taxes due to the receipt of the Employee Retention Tax Credit. According to IRS Bulletin 2021-49, we are not supposed to receive any penalties for late payment of taxes due to the Employee Retention Tax Credit. End of story. That's all you really need to write. Now, if the IRS gives you a penalty anyway, you just got to keep writing back and forth with them. Sometimes it's a little slow and you get threatening letters. Wouldn't get too worried until they start saying they're going to seize your property. But essentially, it's very, very simple. And in addition, let me share with you. This is the Bulletin 2021-49. I believe it's on page 20. Okay. Any penalties for failure to timely file deposit will not apply to a taxpayer for reasonable cause. They're stating this specifically about the Employee Retention Tax Credit. So it's in the bulletins. There's a way to do it. There's no taxes for the penalty. Now, you will get interest income when you receive your Employee Retention Tax Credit refund. They will give you interest on the money that was due back to you. And on the other side of it, you will not get penalties when you have the increase in income for those amended tax returns, but you will have some interest expense. It's pretty nominal, so I wouldn't worry about it. Now, there's a little bit different treatment for nonprofits, and I'm going to do a whole video on that for you. But this is how to avoid the penalties. It's stated, the IRS has stated you're not to get penalties. So this is Michelle Koppel. I'm an enrolled agent specializing in the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Thanks for watching.